Rather than wasting time going through your Excel worksheet to recolor individual cells, replace text, or update a bunch of formulas one by one, in most cases, you can work faster by using Find and Replace. So you can get to Find and Replace in Excel from the Home tab in the Editing section under Find and Select. Or you can use Ctrl-H from your keyboard, which is what we'll be using. Now let's say that we want to show lowest sales by quarter here. I can tell from the dollar signs in these formulas that they are using absolute values, meaning that even if I copy and paste one of these formulas elsewhere, it will always reference the same cells. So knowing this, I can just copy and paste these formulas and then use the Find and Replace feature to replace the max function with the min function to get the lowest sales total for each quarter. One thing to note here is that Find and Replace would normally search the entire spreadsheet, but by highlighting just these cells, I'm limiting my search to only the cells I selected. I also use the end function to hide notes for myself inside a couple of formulas as a reminder of which associates were out in quarter 2, causing them to have lower sales. So I need to update these to read that they were on a sabbatical and not a vacation. Let's delete what was here before. So I can use Find and Replace to look inside my formulas and make this update. And just to make sure I don't mess this up, I'm going to review the cells that will be affected by clicking Find All before I replace the text. Next, I want to reformat my cells so that they match better, and let's delete what we did earlier. So with Find and Replace open, click on Options to see additional options. And here I can select options for formatting if I want to search just the sheet or the entire workbook. If I'm searching through text, if I want to match the case, so like uppercase, lowercase, and then searching by rows or columns. So here I want to replace formatting. So click here, and we have the option to choose Format from Cell, which is great if you want to format to an exact duplicate of another cell. Now, I don't want to do an exact duplicate of all the formatting, just the fill and text color. So I'm going to first go into Font, and here I'm going to select the color that I want to format from, and then this was bold, and then Fill will select the color that we want to format from. Click OK, and then the Replace With will select what we want to replace this formatting with. So I want to replace the font with white bold, and the fill I want to replace with the dark blue. Click OK, and next click Replace All to update the formatting. And I also need to update the labels on the quarter highlights so that they use colons and not question marks. And let's clear our last search. But here I need to be really careful when using Find and Replace to replace a question mark in Excel, because simply asking Excel to replace a question mark causes this mess. The issue is that the question mark is one of Excel's wildcard characters. The other is the asterisk. These are characters that are used when you're not sure what you're searching for. So like if you ask Excel to find C?P, it signals that you're unsure which letter goes in the middle. So depending what's in your spreadsheet, it might return the words cap, cop, or cup if they were all included in the spreadsheet you're searching. So let's undo this. So it's important that anytime you use Find and Replace or Find to search for a question mark or an asterisk, that you insert a tilde in front of it to avoid unwanted results. For more tutorials like this, click on these links. Thanks.